Good morning, dear hearts. All right, we're on lesson 194, our last giant stride lesson in part 1 of the workbook. And there actually aren't any in part 2, so this is it, but they have been amazing lessons. Before we start today's lesson, I want to go back again to the introduction to these lessons, where it says that our lessons now are geared specifically to widening horizons and direct approaches to the special blocks that keep our vision narrow and too limited, and to let us see the value of our goal. And obviously, of course, our goal is God. Today's lesson is I place the future, not just my future, all of the future. I would point that out. That's a kitty sneezing. The future in the hands of God. And it starts by telling us today's idea takes another step toward quick salvation, and a giant stride it is indeed. It is, because this step, this giant step, brings us down just short of heaven. We find ourselves with our feet resting on the lawn before heaven's gates. So this lesson, we are told that we must really accept today's idea, because when that happens, we've passed all of the anxiety and the pitfalls of hell and all of the blackness of depression, the thoughts of sin, and the devastation brought about by guilt. Accept today's idea, and we will all be lifted. Remember, it's not my future, it is the future. We will all be lifted up. We will be released from this world of imprisonment that we have made. We are loosening the heavy chains that lock the door to freedom, that seem to bar the gate to heaven for us. So what happens as this occurs is that it says, in no one instant is depression felt or pain experienced, because each instant now will become a holy instant. And what happens is that each instant will release every misperception that we have had of sickness and pain and death. All of this is lifted from us when we place the future in the hands of God. It tells us that, time is still seeming like it is real to us, but we are going to let the future go and place it in God's hands. As we give it to God, we allow all of the experiences of time and separation to be lifted. So now every experience of time separation will now be now. There will only be now. This is where the holy instant lives, in this now moment. So time is freed. As we are freed, so is time as well. So now time is only experienced as each holy instant, one flowing into the next, into the next, into the next. And our light now is free to shine on every moment and on everything. In this holy instant, everything will be transformed. Then as each instant was slave to time, transformed into a holy instant, when the light that was kept hidden in God's Son is freed to bless the world. The world is free, and so are we. So there will be no more worries for anything or anyone. Paragraph 6 is really beautiful. I'm going to read it. If you can see the lesson for today as the deliverance it really is, you will not hesitate to give as much consistent effort as you can to make it part of you. Remember yesterday when it told us to practice and then to give a little bit more. We are to do that again today. As this lesson, as it becomes a thought that rules your mind, a habit in your problem-solving repertoire, a way of quick reaction to temptation, you extend your learning to the world. And as you learn to see salvation in all things, so will the world perceive that it is saved. Salvation will flow as this light will flow onto everyone and everything. Again, no more worries or concerns when we have given the future to God. And there's no fear of future pain, because if I make a mistake, if I think about, I make a mistake, instead of going into guilt, I will be gently corrected, and I am being given the gift to choose again. I can simply choose again, and all the world will benefit from my choosing again and my decision to give the future to God. The final paragraph says, "Now are we saved indeed, for in God's hands we rest untroubled, sure that only good can come to us. If we forget, we will be gently reassured. If we accept an unforgiven thought, it will soon be replaced by love's reflection. And if we are tempted to attack, we will appeal to him who guards our rest to make the choice for us that leaves temptation far behind." The temptation to hold on to a grievance, to make a judgment, a grievance. Remember, grievance? We will leave that far behind, and no longer is the world our enemy, for we have chosen that we be its friend. Beyond this world, there is a world I want, and now this world can be my friend, and it can go with me to heaven's lawn, to the gates of heaven. We go together, not separately. All together, we all place the future in the hands of God. So, that's it for today. But since it's Prime Day still, I wanted to suggest that if you go on Amazon, this is something you can buy, my book, Good Morning, Dear Hearts. It's just seeing everyday moments in a spiritual light. There's a blessing in everything. This helps to see some in strange things, perhaps little instances, family life cycle events, and even squirrels, and butterflies. So, and I hope this all helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, please pray. We are one. We place our future and the future of the world in the hands of God. Namaste.